What if a dying millionaire turned childbirth into a competition? Would you have as many babies as you could in 10 years for millions? Could this even be legal? Or is this just one man's final prank from beyond the grave? Well, this actually happened. Toronto, 1926. A dead millionaire just turned childbirth into a competitive sport. The prize? $15 million in today's money. The rule? Simple. If you have the most babies in 10 years, you win his fortune. And this was called the Great Stork Derby. Meet Charles Vance Millar, Toronto lawyer, millionaire, and history's greatest troll. This guy loved chaos. He'd scatter money on sidewalks just to watch people scramble. When he died in 1926, everyone knew his will would be legendary, and it was. He gave brewery stock shares to anti-alcohol ministers, a vacation home to 3 lawyers who hated each other, and he forced them to share it. But his final clause? Pure madness. The bulk of my estate goes to whichever Toronto woman has the most babies in the next 10 years. That's it. Most babies win. The prize? $750,000. $15 million in today's money. And this was the Great Depression. People were starving, jobs vanished overnight. Suddenly, having babies wasn't just personal, it was profitable. The race was on. The newspapers went wild. They called it the Great Stork Derby. Dozens of families quietly entered. Women tracked every pregnancy. Doctors signed birth certificates like receipts. Reporters camped outside homes keeping score. Mrs. Smith just had number 7, they'd say. Mrs. Nagel expecting her 9th. This was real. This was public, and everybody was watching. Let's be clear what this actually meant. These women were pregnant for an entire decade, back-to-back pregnancies. No epidurals, no modern medicine, high infant mortality rates. This was the 1920s. Some women had 10, even 11 children during this period. The government called it revolting. Doctors said it was dangerous. Critics screamed it was exploitation. But nobody could stop it, because legally, Millar's will was solid. Almost. Millar's distant relatives were furious. They sued, arguing the contest was against public policy. The Attorney General of Ontario jumped in, saying this encouraged reckless breeding. The case even went to the Supreme Court of Canada. The court ruled the will stands, but with new rules. Rule 1. Only children born in wedlock count. Rule 2. Stillborn babies do not count. Rule number 3. Must be a Toronto resident. These technicalities would break hearts. On October 31st, 1936, the contest ends. 11 families competed, but only 4 women qualified, each having 9 children, a perfect tie. Each received $125,000, over $2 million today. But here's the tragedy. 2 women had 10 children, more than the winners, but they were disqualified. Why? Some babies were stillborn, some were born before marriage. Imagine 10 children in 10 years, a decade of your life, and you're told, due to a technicality, sorry. They eventually got small settlements, consolation prizes, you could say, but the damage was done. The winners used the money to buy homes, pay debts, give their massive families stability after the Depression. But they rarely spoke about it publicly because they'd forever be known as the Stork Derby mothers, women who had 9 kids for cash. So what do we make of this? Was Charles Vance Millar a visionary who gave desperate families hope during the Depression? Or a rich prankster who turned women's bodies into entertainment? The Great Stork Derby forced Canada to ask uncomfortable questions we're still debating. Is it ethical to pay people to have children? Where's the line between choice and economic exploitation? Because here's the thing. Governments do offer baby bonuses today. Canada has child benefits. Hungary pays massive incentives for multiple kids because birth rates are plummeting there. Millar's prank predicted the future. Could this happen today? Legally, probably not. Socially, also probably not. Would people still compete if it did? If this was a reality show today, would people watch? What do you think? For 10 years in Toronto, children became currency. 9 babies equaled $2 million. It's one of history's strangest true stories. Would you have competed? Let me know in the comments. Hit subscribe for more stories like this. Thank you very much for watching. As usual, I've been Neilbert, and we've been unimpressed.
There's a little gap with the YouTube channel. There's a little gap with the YouTube channel.